Welcome, 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 everyone. Can you believe it? We are at week 4. This is week 4, and we have been in this financial confidence series together. Please drop a line in the chat if you're with me, and welcome, because wow, this is the session. We put it all together. Okay, you don't want to miss this. We're putting it all together. We are making sure that you leave with a plan. Okay, and that's what's super important. You leave with a plan. Okay. All right. So again, just introducing myself. If this is your first session, my name is Denise Williams. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I am your host. I have been your host, and I will continue to be your host because this is just the beginning of us working together. I want to make sure, that we're all on the same page. This is not about hard numbers. This is not about beating up yourself. This is self care, financial planning as self care. The power of the household starts with a plan to make sure you're saving enough that you'll be okay if something happens to you. Help ensure that your savings and investments last the rest of your life, and make sure you feel good about it no matter what happens in the future. And that's a form of self care. Does it mean you have to be perfect? No, it doesn't. But we're talking about you. We're talking about taking care of you. And this is something that I know for me, it's a constant thing. In our previous sessions, we talked about the tools for financial freedom. These are the tools for self care, ladies and gentlemen. Your salary, your business, real estate, investments, and a digital portfolio. And you are going to say, oh my gosh, I don't have it, or you want to beat up yourself. No, do not do that. Let me tell you, my journey, I'm drinking my tea and my water. I hope you're comfortable and hydrated as well. My journey has been learning from mistakes and starting all over again. And so I am so honored to be with you on this journey where I'm helping you to really see what's out there for you. This is not about being perfect. This is not about beating up yourself. This is about being honest about where you are and what tools you need to help you. It's as simple as that. So remember that this is a donation series for Temple of Light. And again, I have been sharing the donate button. So I will continue to do so so that you can know, if you feel so moved to give a little or a lot. And it doesn't end with this webinar. We have an investment chart reading session February 25 live in person. You get to ask questions. You get to learn. We're going to touch on a little bit of what you'll be learning in person. It is a 90-minute watch party, and more details will be sent to you in your WhatsApp or your email. Okay, so this is a time for us to just really sit down and work out your investment chart reading skills. Remember, this is not the end. You want to work with me for 5 days. It's just me and you. I also will be sharing that link with you. And if this is something you want, I will be happy to work along with you. Again, if you need support with your credit report, again, I'm here to support you. So, we have been in this series talking about the money in your mind controls the money in your wallet. And I think that goes along with the self care that we're talking about. So, please feel free to drop a line in the chat so that we can go and, put some spotlights on the thoughts that you may be having on this matter. Now, what we're saying is that there are tools, and last week we looked at WiseFi, and I sent you the link. We're going to look at it a little deeper with a video in this session. But the idea is that based on how you are spending, do you know the age of financial freedom? And as you can see in this chart, the client that I worked with, their financial freedom would have been 87 years and 8 months. Nobody wants to be working that long. We did the work and we got it down to the new financial freedom age of 64. Okay, this is no joke. If you are ready to make a difference, tracking is the way to go. Okay? And what are you tracking? You're tracking your emergency savings, you're tracking your debt, your general savings, and your investments. This is the 4-part plan that you get in working with this program. And remember, the first 30 days are complimentary. Okay, so when you sign up, you can follow the instructions and you can get to understand where you are. Okay? Also, when you're tracking, the software gives you your top 5 expenses. I have had a client, right? Their top 5 expense was KFC, fast food. And I think in this time of rising inflation, that food may very well be your top spend, your top expense. So that this software will help you to track so you can know if you're spending wastefully. Another tool that we looked at in this 4-week series was asset swapping. Okay? Finding what works for you. This is very, very, very important because now you go through your house, you list your art, your furniture, your motor vehicle, your real estate, your land, computer equipment, blankets, sheets, your talent, your skill, your ability, and you put a price on all of your assets. And then you determine what can you release to bring in some cash into your life. Okay, this is a very important tool. This is a tool that you will get in once you sign up for WiseFi. This is yours. This tool will help you. And remember, last week we talked about productive assets that bring in cash, non-productive assets that do not bring in an income, and limited assets that they have value, but you are using it for enjoyment, like your house, right? So we talked about that. Did you miss it? Not a problem, because once you've signed up, you will have access to our classes. So all 4 classes plus some bonus information is in our course section. So you have access, you would have logged in, you're missing nothing. Okay? So let's keep going. And again, please, hi, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. We are now going to watch a video because I think it's super important that you see what I see every day. And let me see, hold on. I am going to stop share for a moment, and then I'm going to, you're just going to see me, ha ha ha. And now I'm going to share again. Please, if you have anything that you've learned, any aha moments, anything that pops into your mind that has been working for you in this um in this 4-week session, let me know. We can talk about it. Okay, so let me bring up the video because Wi-Fi is an important tool. I want you to just really see the power and what it can do for you. I want to make sure the audio is on. So please drop a like because I can hear it, right? But I need to know that you're hearing it. So please let me know if you can hear it. I'm going to get it started. Let's see. Let's get started now. What's happening? Wait a minute. Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness. Technology. Oh, tell me if you can hear it.
Which is the page that members like the most and use the most. The plan page will help you plan and identify strengths and weaknesses in your finances. Simply put, it will help you optimize your money each month. This is where you really get to become the chief financial officer of your money. The first thing to note is that, of course, Wi-Fi is unique in its philosophies and its features. It's designed around an 80-20 principle, the other freedom. Wi-Fi refers to the money that you use in this 20% as financial freedom dollars, or FFD for short. The more financial freedom dollars you have, the faster you can reach your goals. As a reminder, we see financial freedom as being able to do the activities you love with the people you love, but without the constraints of a job you don't love. And of course, Wi-Fi is designed to help you get there as soon as possible, including helping you first achieve debt freedom. Now, you may not be in a place where you currently feel that you can set aside. That's what Wi-Fi is for. It's designed to help you get from. It's about a lot of little changes, not one big change. Today, we're going to start making some little changes that can have big impact over time. So let's start with pointing out from tracking mode, which is for little quick insights, to planning mode, which is where you will create and manage your plan. I'm going to show you how to use each of these at various places in this tour. Now, the plan page is set very logically, which will seem more obvious to you by the end of this video. At the top of the page are different tabs that reflect the logical order I'm referring to, meaning that, of course, you start by earning your income, and then you spend that money on your living expenses, and what's left over for financial freedom dollars can then be applied to a wealth building strategy that we refer to as the 4-step plan, where we get to put those financial dollars to work where they're going to have the greatest impact on your net worth. And then you can see the impact of your plan in graphs that illustrate both financial freedom as well as your debt freedom dates. Finally, this edit current plan is where you can go create hypothetical what-if scenarios we refer to as drafts to see how certain spending choices like a raise, how all of them explain each tab so that you can pause the video and fill out the information along the way. Now, the income tab you should have already completed during the setup phase, but if you want to go and edit it, you can just switch the toggle to planning mode and you can go edit it now. And as a reminder, enter your net income after tax before contributions to things like 401k or any insurance. The reason is because we'll capture those in different areas of the app. For example, if you have a 401k contribution come out of your paycheck, we likely already capture that separately when you set up your account for your 401k. Now, if you didn't, but you meant to, no worries. You can still do that at any time by going to the event. And if your income fluctuates, then choose a conservative amount that you feel that you can count on each month. And then when you earn more, you just save that money for the months where you earn less. Next is the expenses page. When in tracking mode, you'll see a list of expense categories in a planned column and a remaining column. The nice thing is you can check this at any time during the day to monitor your household spending compared to what your planned amount was. A lot of people like how these colored meters will go from green to red the closer you get to reaching your planned amount target limit, or also known as your Budgetify mobile, because of how it gives you an instant snapshot of how you're doing all month long. You can check it right from your phone. Checking this daily can help you feel in control and help you make wise and informed spending decisions all month long. We hear from people things like expanding a category and clicking on a subcategory, a black window will appear and give you a view of all of your transactions and instantly see where all of your spending has gone. Speaking of which, if we switch to planning mode, we can determine how much we plan to spend for each category and subcategory. In planning mode, you can see that there are 3 columns: the plan amount, last month's spending, guideline amount for each category is based on industry averages. And it might not be directly related to you and your finances, and that's okay at this point. The guideline is just intended to be a starting place to help you have something to measure it, allow you to have 20% of your income for financial freedom dollars. So let's see what you can do. Go through each amount for each expense. As long as you've categorized all of your transactions, you can see how much money you spent last month, and you can use that as a baseline in which to compare from. What you're doing right now is determining what is the plan amount that you want moving forward that's going to free up as much financial freedom dollars as possible. Determining how much to plan is a money skill. In fact, it's one of the most important money skills. It's the third skill that we'll be learning over this next 30 days. And it's not difficult, but it is definitely something that takes practice. Of the 3 skills that we're focused on over this next 30 days, this one is the hardest. The key is to just practice all 3 skills, and each one helps you get better at the other. Money organizing, money monitoring, and money planning are all money skills that go hand in hand, and you'll be able to use WiseFi to help you master all 3. And it starts in this next 30 days. Now you'll notice that mortgage loans and some insurances are not editable on this page, and that is because you edit these in the individual accounts which you access on the accounts page. However, if you pay extra on a mortgage or on an auto loan, you'll also notice that WiseFi accounts for your minimum payment in the expenses tab, but any extra that you pay, WiseFi considers optional money that you're paying to pay that account off earlier, and that is accounted for in the 4-step plan. And you'll understand a little bit more why that is when we get to that tab. For now, you don't need to do anything with those accounts here on the expense tab. All right, go ahead and hit pause, and then go through and fill out your plan amounts for each of these expenses, and then click play, and we'll dive into the 4-step plan. All right, now that you've completed the income tab and the expenses tab, you should see where they're going to be most effective at helping you achieve financial freedom as soon as possible. The first thing to note.
Okay, I'm stopping the video before we go on because I'm seeing the comments. I'm really excited because someone said investment is sexy. Yes, I agree. But you know what really excites me is, the concepts. Now I know, we have hi Miss Frankenstein. Hi Vanish. Okay. Welcome. Put you on mute. Yes, thank you.
Hello, good evening, Denise. How you doing? Are you on YouTube live also?
Hi, good evening. I'm great. I'm gonna put you on mute. Okay. Yeah, I am. Okay. Right. Yes. So someone says here fast food gives a fast track to poverty. Woo! Okay. Now I want to just come back to something that really jumped out at me in the video. And I don't know if you caught it. Because anytime you learn new technology, it is a learning curve. And I just let me drop in this phrase. I'm looking for it because it's super important, because I don't want anyone to be here we come in here. I don't want anybody to be intimidated by what we're doing. So Wi-Fi is a new technology. You get 30 days to try it out. Hi Moses, you get 30 days to try it out, and it's on your cell phone. So the app goes on your cell phone. But I just want to jump into an important thing. Determining how to plan is a skill. Ladies and gentlemen, you did not get this in high school. You did not get it at home. It's a skill. Don't know how many of us on this call knows how to ride a bicycle, but it's pretty much the same thing. You're going to fall down and then you got to get up back. Okay? That's what's important. And then it's not just any skill, because I want to grab the three. Well, see it here? Managing your money takes practice. Okay? That's why Wi-Fi is an app on your phone. That's why you get 30 days for free. I need you to make a commitment to practice. Okay? And this is one more thing I want to jump out. Okay, got it. I want to make this big. This is huge, 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 huge. Ladies and gentlemen, look at these three skills. Please be honest. Drop in the chat which one feels like it's going to take some real work on your end. Money organizing, money monitoring, or money planning. Which one? Thanks for all the comments in the chat. Can I get you to give me an honest answer? Miss Frankinson, Benish, Moses, Tasha, anybody? Which one do you think is the one that you need the push on? Anybody? Anybody? Okay, so let me tell you my story. While you're thinking, for me, organizing meant that I had to be honest, okay? And one of the first things that happened after I started organizing, I stopped taking my kids to the supermarket. Oh my God. Because when I had to organize how I was spending, I realized that, someone said all three. Okay, all three. So when I was organizing how I was spending, it wasn't organized. So that was that was the first thing. The organization, and let me be honest, okay? Let me be super. I'm gonna make the video bigger, the image bigger on the screen. Let me be honest, ladies and gentlemen, organizing also made me sad. It made me sad because in organizing, it brought out all of the not enoughness. I'll say it again. It made me sad because it revealed all the not enough. So I'm already carrying, I don't, you wake up in the morning like, oh my God, it's not enough. You know what I mean? It's a hi, Vinny. Oh my God, it's not enough, right? That's
Hi,
what you're waking up.
Denise. Good night.
Hi, baby. Good night. I'm gonna put you on mute. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. You wake up and you see, because we're at number one, money organizing. You wake up and oh my God, it's not enough. Oh my God, it's not enough. You're already telling yourself that. You see, when you put that on paper, oh God, I was so sad. I was so hurt. I was like, I'm this age. I have this education. I have all of this. Why am I not better organized? I don't have more. That was hurtful. And let me be very honest. I went for counseling. I didn't pretend. I went for counseling. Okay? And enough of you on this call knows me and know my business to know where I went for counseling. Okay? The sadness was hurt. So I do not want you to think, oh my God, here's Denise coming to tell me that just following all of this is going to make everything better. No, it's not. I bet you it makes it worse because all of the lies you're telling yourself and all of the people you're trying to people please, all of that's going to get dug up. All of that junk, okay? Everything you've been sweeping under the carpet is going to come up. Let's go to number 2 because someone on the call said all 3 is their challenge. Okay. So number 2 is money monitoring. Oh, this one, listen to me. Have you ever had money in your hand and then by the end of the day you say, but what did I spend this money on? Or you look at your credit card statement, you look at how much you owe on your credit card and you're like, what is this? You know that something's wrong, right? Identity theft, something's wrong. You did not spend this much money on your credit card. And you know why you feel that way? Because money monitoring. When you download Wi-Fi on your phone, you get the app, you sign up, you get the app on your phone, and now you're monitoring everything. You look and you say, oh my God, I just bought gas, put it in on my cell phone. Oh, I just went to the supermarket, put it in my cell phone. Oh, I went to fast food, put it in your cell phone. That may bring up another wave of sadness and grief. But can I say something? I want you to grieve. I want at the end of this 4-week session that there's an old you that you're going to love and you may have some grief over, but that's the old you. This 4-week series is giving you the tools so that a new you can emerge, okay? And so that whatever comes up when you spend 30 days monitoring your money with the Wi-Fi app, you're going to love that person that you used to be. Because for me, the third one, which is, let me go back, money planning, man, that's the powerhouse right there. Okay. So this is a budget on a computer program. Yes, it's a budget. Yeah, they're all budgets. But what I like about this is the level of organizing and monitoring because it lets you plan. Okay? It lets you plan. And in the planning, you're going to see what they call financial freedom dollars. Okay? And who doesn't want financial freedom? So I'm going to start back the video again so you can see the rest of it. Okay? And remember, when your feelings come up about you're not enoughness, you should be doing better because you're at a particular stage, that is okay. Do not hide it. Do not pretend. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. Sometimes for me, it may be even choking. But I'm suggesting to you that this is an opportunity for your highest and best self to come up. So I'm going to start the video again and we're going to keep it going.
Black window. Let's click on the 4-step plan and put those dollars to work where they're going to be most effective at helping you achieve financial freedom as soon as possible. The first thing to note on the 4-step plan page is that on my screen, the financial freedom dollars or FFD amount dropped down, and that is because of the financial freedom dollars that are already committed to something else. For one thing, this amount is committed to debt. That means that this debt is getting in the way and it's eating up financial freedom dollars that we instead need for investing in productive assets. Sometimes seeing it in direct correlation like this is a helpful reminder that there are two kinds of interest, the kind we earn and the kind we pay, and we can't achieve financial freedom by paying more interest than we're earning. So the goal is to get rid of the debts as fast as possible, to have as much money possible so that we can apply that to growing our investments. But there's also a smart way to do this so as to make sure that we have a solid foundation. And the first objective is to make sure that our finances have stability so that we don't go backwards. So for example, we have to assume that life events are still going to happen, and those life events are going to need money. Now that could be a tire blowing out, or it could be needing a new refrigerator or some kid's school event. But if I have to use a credit card to pay for those events, that only makes things worse. So we want to make sure that we have an emergency fund to draw from to avoid having to use credit cards to pay for those unexpected life events. And that's why the first item on the list is emergency savings. We want to stash enough money into an emergency savings to cover likely short-term emergencies. Usually $2,000 is enough, but that could range for you. Typically, we recommend not more than an amount equal to 1 month of net income because you're not earning any interest on this account. So you don't need to stuff it with a whole bunch of cash. But you do need to have enough to make sure that you can cover a short-term emergency. Whatever amount you decide, you can simply click to open the account and you can set your target amount right here like this if you haven't already done so. Now, by doing this, we're telling WiseFi's algorithm that once the emergency savings target is reached, it's time to then apply those financial freedom dollars to the next item on the list, which is step 2, which is debt. The WiseFi algorithm will apply those financial freedom dollars in the order of the 4-step plan, starting with the emergency savings and moving to the debt, then to general savings, and then to investments. And when it comes time to paying my debt, WiseFi will also sort that debt in the debt snowball method, which is an ideal method for seeing quick progress to debt elimination. Once all of the debt is paid off, WiseFi will take those financial freedom dollars and then apply it to general savings and then to investments. The purpose of general savings is because there are a lot more things that people need to save money for other than an emergency. This could range from a vacation fund to a new car fund to a holiday fund or a home improvement fund. Whatever that is, if you prefer, you can set up individual accounts for each one of these, but I personally recommend putting it all into one general savings account and then maintaining a balance equal to anywhere from 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. That's just a rule of thumb, but it's a good starting place. And if you ever have to use the funds, just be sure that the following months you redirect your financial freedom dollars back into the savings account until you replenish it. Now, when you've reached your general savings targets amount, it's time to start investing, and that's where step 4 comes in. Now, the investment step needs a few things explained. The first thing is WiseFi doesn't give investment advice for individual investing, but it does advise to set aside money to invest. The point here is not to give you specific advice on investing anyway. It's to help empower you to have the ability to invest. Now, if you've ever thought to yourself, I'm not sure if I should use my money to pay down my debt or to put into my savings account or to invest, the 4-step plan is ideal for helping you figure that out. You can run different scenarios until you figure out the one that's going to help you achieve your goal of debt freedom and financial freedom. The second thing that you'll notice is that the mortgage is here in the investment section. here in step 4. But what you're seeing here is as this payment amount is technically optional, and it's recommended that you make sure that applying that money to your mortgage ahead of schedule actually makes the most sense for you and your objectives. With the 4-step plan, you can run different scenarios and then look at the future projections graph to determine which one actually makes the most sense for you. The point is, try different scenarios, get really good at using this part of the app, because this is the part that really helps you further develop your money skill. And as you get really good at this section, there are other money skills, more advanced money skills that you'll be able to learn as well. When you have all of your financial freedom dollars applied, it's time to see how your plan is impacting your financial freedom dates. First, let's look at the financial freedom date. You may remember the black line represents your original plan and the purple represents the WiseFi guideline. On this graph, you're seeing a new blue line that represents the plan that you just put in place. And the blue icon here represents your target age that you said you want.
Okay, I wanted to stop here and jump in. Couple things. Number one, I'm seeing where a top trigger is organizing your money. Wow. That's why I love this program. I have been using WiseFi for myself since I think 2021. And it is what I'm telling you. It's like in the combination of doing personal counseling for like life after divorce, life with a special needs child, and WiseFi, the combination, oh my God, has made an incredible difference in my life. And someone wrote something that really touched me, that they will put WiseFi on their phone as a loving Valentine's Day gift to myself. Oh my God. Yes. This is a Valentine's gift to yourself. You can literally have a money date every day. Thank you for that. Thank you. Now I want to jump back to something in the video that really stood out to me and I want to share. So you see that as you practice in WiseFi every day, it will show you if you are going to meet your desired financial freedom date. Let me tell you something. If you have been with me since week 1, you know that a lot of persons call me to be there, to help them out when they've lost like $18,000 trying to invest, giving their money to a robot or something, and they're not educating on investment, but they just want money, right? And they've lost a lot of money and they call me. So I talked about that. What I didn't talk about, and I just want to spend a few minutes on that, is this. The average age that clients come, when they come to me and we go through WiseFi together and they put in all their information, the average age is 87. Notice that this person is 67. The average age for retirement for most persons who do not monitor, who do not organize, and who do not plan their money, the average age of retirement is 87. I don't know about you. I don't want to be working that long because I have to. I don't mind doing it. Keep my mind fresh, my body fresh. I'm sexy and I want to be out there. Yeah. But to do it because I have to is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But a lot of people, when they hire me as a financial coach, I'm working with somebody that's going to be financially free at 87. I don't want that for you. I want 2026 to be that year where you leave behind that old self. Remember, we've been talking so much about the emotional side of money and how that needs to be straightened out. And then we talked about education about money, right? That needs to be straightened out so that the actual dollars can come. Okay, so let's Got a few more minutes on this video, so I'm going to keep it going again. So here we go.
It's the age you want to be when you achieve financial freedom. A feature that a lot of people really like is hover over the lines and get a direct comparison of how their new plan compares to their original plan. It's common for people to be able to see improvements of hundreds of thousands of dollars, or in some cases, we've seen it as high as over $1 million. The debt freedom.
I don't know what's going on with this thing. I'm supposed to, oh, it's decided to switch now. Okay. All right. Let's go back.
It's time to then apply those financial freedom dollars to the next item on the list, which is step 2, which is debt. The WiseFi algorithm will apply those financial freedom dollars in the order of the 4-step plan.
I went back too far. Sorry.
And that is because this payment amount is technically optional, and it's recommended that you make sure that applying that money to your mortgage ahead of schedule actually makes the most sense for you and your objectives. With the 4-step plan, you can run different scenarios and then look at the future projections graph to determine which one actually makes the most sense for you. The point is, try different scenarios, get really good at using this part of the app, because this is the part that really helps you further develop your money skill. And as you get really good at this section, there are other money skills, more advanced money skills that you'll be able to learn as well. When you have all of your financial freedom dollars applied, it's time to see how your plan is impacting your financial freedom dates. First, let's look at the financial freedom date. You may remember the black line represents your original plan and the purple represents the WiseFi guideline. On this graph, you're seeing a new blue line that represents the plan that you just put in place. And the blue icon here represents your target age that you said you wanted to achieve your goals on. And for this page, it's the age you want to be when you achieve financial freedom. A feature that a lot of people really like is being able to hover over the lines and get a more direct comparison of how their new plan compares to their original plan. It's common for people to be able to see improvements of hundreds of thousands of dollars, or in some cases, we've seen it as high as over $1 million. The debt freedom graph functions the same way, except instead of increasing over time, it's decreasing, of course, until it finally reaches 0, which is when your debt is all paid off. The last feature of the plan page is the Edit Current Plan button, which is for creating hypothetical what-if scenarios that I was referring to earlier, which we call drafts. But right now, you don't need to worry about that because you have completed your financial freedom plan. And that means that you've completed this introductory video series. Congratulations, this is really something to feel good about. You have just gone through a process of gaining a whole new mindset about your money, which means gaining a whole new way of control of your financial future. Here's what.
Okay, so please do not feel intimidated by what you just saw. I just really wanted to let you go inside WiseFi with me. So if there were any questions, again, a new money mindset, money organizing, money planning, money monitoring, okay? Now, the structure of WiseFi is really beautiful that you can do it alone. I mean, oh my God, they have so many videos. You can do it with a coach, right? What's nice, I should let you see, well, I don't really want to see my business, but what I should let you see is what happens when I'm your coach. So let's see. I'm going to share. So I don't want you to see my business, but I'm going to share a little. Because as I said, I've been doing this for a while. It has really been a game changer for me. And I wanted to show, I'm going to share. I'm going to go real fast through it as well because I don't want to see my business. But I'm going to go, hold on, let me bring up the share screen. Let me share. Okay, so you're in my personal, this is my personal WiseFi account. Venetia, are you with me? Let me know if you're still with me. Are we still working together? So this is how it looks on the inside. And you can see, oh, Hi, Asha. Welcome. I put you on mute. You're
Hi.
already on mute. Welcome. Gonna put you on mute. Yeah. So this is what inside Wi-Fi, as I said, for me, start doing this program along with doing counseling for whatever emotions that rise up when I'm dealing with my money has been a game changer. Now remember, in tonight's session, this is week 4, we're putting everything together. So first I'm showing you Wi-Fi that helps you monitor and organize and plan your money. And then after that, we're going to go over to Connective, which I use to go deep into the world of investing. Okay. So this is what inside Wi-Fi looks like. You get, these are strategies, and they have a ton of videos that can show you different strategies about how to manage your money. This is your dashboard, which you will see, and I don't want you to see mine too well, okay, because I haven't filled in February, but that's naughty. And this is the financial freedom plan. Now, for the Caribbean, we do manual accounts. If you are in the US, this is automatic. You connect it to your bank account and it updates Wi-Fi automatically. So it's actually less work if you live in the US. Okay. And you can see your transactions. As I said, I have not done the work for February. I'm a naughty girl. Thank you for telling me you're still here. Tasha, are you still with me? I hope I haven't lost you, Tasha. And they give you reports, as I said, to see how you spend. And clients. This is the big one.
I'm still
If
here.
I, okay, fantastic. All right. If I am your coach, your financial coach, you would put in my ID here. And then once you put in the ID, I can now see if you've been tracking your money. So I become your accountability partner. Okay. And so I'll know if you're being naughty, right? So, as I said, this has been a game changer for me. And as I said, please feel free, drop in the chat what support you need, whatever's on your mind, how you're feeling. Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? So I'm going to go back to my presentation. And, oh, hello. Hello. Hi, how you doing? I'm going to put you on mute. Welcome. Yes. So I hope I'm not going too fast, but let me go back and share my screen. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to share my screen. Okie dokie. Back here. Okay. Sharing my screen. So we've watched our video and now we're talking. So, ladies and gentlemen, we looked at money, organization, money monitoring, and money planning with the Wi-Fi app. I promise you, let me tell you, one of the things that I learned in 2021 when I started using this software, it's more than a budget. To me, it's a lifestyle change. And of course, the free 30 days made a huge difference. And I learned that you can actually grow your money by 1% a month. I've learned that and I've lived that. You can grow your money 1% a month. Okay? And I don't care how much you have or how little you think you have. That's what's beautiful about this. Because why? It is structure. It's not what you feel, because that's what you feel is a different form of counseling. The structure. And why is the structure? Why do you win with a structure? Because pivots happen. And I've been spending this whole 4 weeks talking about how much divorce going through a divorce, having to start over was, crushing to me. Let me say that. It was crushing. Okay? Because having go through a divorce with a child with special needs, then everything else happened. You have a career change and the job loss and all these different pivots in life. Ladies and gentlemen, if the only thing you can plan for is disruption and change. That's, everybody wants guarantee and we want certainty, but I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I know what structure is. And structure to me has been what has helped me to overcome the craziness of life. So please drop a line. Let me know how you're feeling about what I've been saying. And if anything, any decisions that you're going to be making. Now, remember, we talked about in week 1, we talked about this energy. And this energy that tonight we're looking at is focus, planning, action, thriving your life way better. This is what we're talking about. Because a lot of us may unfortunately be on the red zone, in which it's stress, fear, panic, and everything's much worse, or striving. You're up and down and up and down and up and down and up, but you're not really reaching anywhere, but you're not going down. So that's good. Yeah. So please just, drop something in the chat to let me know you're with me and we're on this journey together. Now, I was supposed to have a testimony, but she didn't make it. So we're going to move on and we're going to view connective. But before we do that, can anyone be brave and put in the chat, what do they think? Because remember, over this series, we've looked at your credit report. We've looked at emotional accounts. We have been looking at investing in a more softer way. And we're now looking at being organized and pulling everything together. Can anyone be brave and drop in their chat or share what they think is their biggest hurdle with money? What is the thing that sticks, that hurts them the most? If you want. Yeah, because this is a safe space. I know when I finally was divorced and everything was over, I was totally exhausted. I felt like I had been hit by a truck, but then the truck stayed on top of me for a while, so that when the truck was lifted off, it wasn't better. I was still in pain. And it was like, oh God, what's the next thing should I do? What should I do next? What should I do next? And I didn't know. I didn't know what to do next. And then, I ran into this program and I decided to invest in coaching. I decide, because you can spin and spin and spin and spin and go on Instagram, and next thing you know, you spend 3 hours on Instagram and then you don't know what to do next. You still haven't had the breakthrough that you think you'll get on Instagram. And so having a coach, having a person to guide me made a huge difference. And the other thing that was important to me was I didn't think one coach could do everything. So I knew I had to find different coaches. Again, if you've been on this whole series with me, you know that I had an art coach. I had a coach for my emotions. And then I had a coach through Wi-Fi, I got financial coaching. And it made a difference. I had every dollar I spent in coaching, I have made back $100. There is no better way to 10 times your life than to invest in yourself this way. So I wanted to show you another tool that I use and I want to share with you. So let me share the screen. I'm going to share. Where is it? Oh, stop sharing. Hold on. And I'm going to share the screen. Oh, you're still here with me, darling. All right. We have here money monitoring. Yeah. So let me, is this it? Yes. I want to take it to the next level. So thank you for sharing. So this is another tool that I use personally, and I'm sharing with you. I don't know if you know this, but when you go on YouTube or Instagram, most of the training that's on YouTube and Instagram and all the social, they train you about what? What is your problem? Okay, my problem is I want to look like 18. And they talk about wanting to look like 18, but they don't tell you how. Okay? It's what, but not how. They don't tell you the tools, they don't tell you the things, they don't tell you. So you will be going on Instagram and spending hours searching for some solution to your money problem, but nobody's telling you how. And then you have to ask yourself, why is that? Before I answer, I have a comment in the chat I want to read. It says, the hardest part for me is acknowledging that I am not where I want to be, but that I can accomplish it. Before this series, I thought my solution was to get financial freedom was a big job. That wasn't working, and running a business while working didn't seem to be working either. Now I know that knowledge is not enough. Absolutely. Thank you for being honest and sharing. Listen, look here, I want to be CEO of Coca-Cola. We all have a big job. I mean, let's not. This is why I want to always repeat myself that my emotions, my money, I treat them the same. I have to respect them. You want a bigger job because there's a calling for you for bigness. You want more out of life. Nothing's wrong with that. I want you to just be very clear on what this 4-week series is about. I want to give you structure. I want to give you the tools that will allow you to live the life you want. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm positive we all know AI is a real thing. I'm positive that we know the job market is changing. I'm positive you know competition is fierce. We know this. What we don't have is the tools to get us to where we need to be. And so what I'm saying is, I'm giving you the what and the how. Welcome back, Miss Vinny. She don't know where you went, but welcome back. I want to not just say what is the problem. What is the problem is financial confidence. This is what we've been talking about for the last 4 weeks. We want to talk about how we're going to solve it. And I've been giving you tools. And I am going to run through the tools again before the end of the series. And you're going to have access to these videos in the back office of my website so that you'll have the course material. So now I want to move from managing your money, because remember, WiseFi said their objective is to get you financial freedom dollars so that you can invest. They said they don't give investment advice. So that leaves you in a space of saying, well, how do I invest? What should I do? That's the next tool. So let me bring it up. So I have been with Connective for about a year. And I will tell you that I love it because I'm a bit techie. And the reason why I say that, and I preface it that I'm techie, is because I like having the technology to solve different problems. Now, I hope you can see this is a training program. It is a subscription. You pay monthly. You have this class is Wednesdays, Sundays, and Mondays. So you have Mondays at 2 p.m., Mondays at 10 p.m. And they set you up for the whole week. Okay? I like knowing where to go for education. I want to also be clear that this is not one type of thing. I'm not telling you to do Forex. I'm not telling you to do anything in terms of one thing. I'm telling you, invest in you. So this academy, what I really enjoy, it has commodities, which is gold, silver, oil. Yeah. It has Forex. It has equities, which is the various stock markets. And it has crypto and personal finance. Why does this make sense? It makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. Remember in week 3, I said, your change in financial status, more money in the bank, is going to be a result of 12 to 18 months of dedication to increasing your understanding. I did not say watch Instagram for 18 months. I didn't say be pissed off because the bank hasn't called you with an investment idea. I didn't say that. A lot of us are waiting for our banker to call us and tell us this is the next investment. We're waiting on that. So if you are, in the US, you may be waiting for Bank of America to call you, or Wachovia, or Merrill Lynch to call you. You may be in Jamaica waiting for JMB with their vision of love to call you. You may be waiting on NCB or whoever. And I am telling you, they're not going to call you. They are not going to call you. Okay? You may be also saying that, oh my God, I don't have a lot of money and this is a problem. Well, you don't have a lot of money because you don't have a plan for more. That's the other issue. To tell me you don't have enough money, I need to know, are you ready to have a plan to have more money? Because you cannot have a pair of red shoes today, but you can have a plan to get red shoes in 3 days or whatever. So this financial series, I'm introducing you to services that will help you to have that plan. Thank you, Moses. A plan for more. Okay? That's what we've been talking about. Now, will it cost you? Yes, it will. Ladies and gentlemen, it is true. There are people on this call, I'm not going to put them on the spot, but their job, they deal with people who have $100 million, who have $300 million, who have some huge sums of money. And why do they focus on those persons? Because the commission they earn makes it worth it. So if you're saying, well, I only have 500 US, I only have this, that. Okay, you only have that today. Yes, the bankers are not going to call you today. It's not going to happen today. And it's certainly not going to happen in 30 days. I'm convinced. Now, can you win the lottery? Yes, you can. But outside of that, it's not going to happen in 30 days. However, I am saying to you, what can happen in 30 days? Money monitoring, money planning, money organizing. That can happen in 30 days. Because what happens in 30 days is you can figure out if you're going to do some asset swapping to get some cash. You can do that in 30 days. You can figure out if you are overspending, if there's waste in your budget. That can happen in 30 days. So at the end of the free trial, 30 days, you can know, wow, I have $1 extra. And then for the next 12 to 18 months, you can make a decision. Are you going to invest to keep Wi-Fi going? Are you going to invest to learn in this academy and put it together and create a plan for more? If you do these things in 12 to 18 months, the question is, what are you going to do when you have more money? What are you going to do when you are more financially educated? What are you going to do? Are you going to let people hold you back? What are you going to do? So the question isn't what to do. The question is, what will you do when you learn the investment market? Because that's what this is. This is teaching you the investment market. When I say they take you down to the basics, they have an introduction, they teach you how to place orders. Okay? This is a Forex video. This is an equity, a stock market video. This is a crypto video. So they break it down into basic step by step, 1, 2, 3. This is a vocabulary video. So you learn the vocabulary. They even tell you about mistakes. Remember when I said many people come to me after they've lost a lot of money. Okay? Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm going to put you on mute. Yeah, so a lot of people come to me when they've lost money, but this education platform teaches you the mistakes that people can make. We look at technical analysis, which is just basically how the price moves. The price can go up, the price can go down, and the price can do nothing. It can just stay there. And then fundamental analysis is looking at who is the managers of the company. Do you trust them? What's their plan? How much debt does the company have? How much income does the company have? Okay? So this program takes you down to the basics. So if you have a program that teaches you money monitoring, money organization, money tracking, and then you have a platform that teaches you how to invest. I mean, basic plan of opening an account. You have a full plan for the next 18 months. You are sorted for the next 18 months. Please put in the chat if you're with me, if I've lost you, if we're still, on par. Please let me know where you are, because I want you to, I will be sharing links, and I want you to make a decision for yourself. What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? Right? I need you. Can anybody be brave and tell me what they need 2027 to look like? Right? If anyone wants to be brave. Carlene, you're still here. Thank you for still being here. Right? Thank you for still being with me. So, please, what does 2027 look like? I'm not going to tell you it is easy. Okay? I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that you can just do this overnight. It's a plan. So I want you to have some key takeaways for this 4-week journey. And I just want to remind you that we will be having an in-person session. Okay? Later down in the month. But I really, really want you to be clear. Okay? I need you to do these things. I need you. If you don't already have a journal, please go out and purchase a journal and start doing your financial account in terms of your emotion. Who pours into you? Who makes you happy? Who uplifts you? What is draining to you? Where do you feel like you're being manipulated and taken advantage of? I need you to write that down in your journal. The next thing I need you to do is go and get your credit report. Send me a WhatsApp if you need the information for the free credit report. Okay? Let me tell you, look here. You know how, look at, do not ramp with your credit, In fact, just don't ramp with anything that has your name on it. I ordered some things and I went to the shipping company and they said my stuff hadn't come. I ordered stuff in November. And then I went back 2 more times and the stuff hadn't come. I was using the tracking number. So where it should be, those of us who use the shipping company should be familiar with the tracking number system. These people didn't use the tracking number. They used name. They gave my package to a woman named Denise Williams. And when they called her for my stuff, she said she gave it away to the hurricane relief. Like, what? What is that? Oh, we're so sorry. Denise Williams is coming. I know that. I know there are 289 Denise Williams in the community. So I get that. I don't get my stuff being given away to hurricane relief, but I get that there's a lot of Denise Williams out there. So this can apply to your credit. Okay? It can apply to your credit. So I need you to do that. I need you to take financial inventory. Remember, the first 30 days of Wi-Fi is free. Okay? So you can do your financial inventory. You can do an asset swap. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, you can. You can track your spending for 30 days. And I just showed you connectivity. You can spend 90 minutes per week to improve your financial education. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so grateful for those of you who have spent this 4 weeks with me. Thank you so much for your, comments and being so very interactive. Again, I just want to remind you that the tools I've shared with you, which is Wi-Fi and Connective, for me, I'm telling you what I do with my clients. They're the underlying support of this. Your salary, your business, your real estate, your investment, your digital portfolio. For me, this is how I rebuilt my life after the divorce. This is how I'm building with a child with special needs. These are the things I'm doing, I'm sharing with you so that, as I said, a lot of you know my business. So you know all what I'm doing, and these are the tools that I use. If you want, a deep dive, something personal for 5 days, We can go deep into your current money habits. We can go into the tools to track, manage, and grow your income. We can build systems for bills, for saving and credit repair. We can discover new income opportunities. And you will, of course, leave the 5 days with an action plan because you already have the foundations of that action plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my total and complete honor to have spent this time with you. Are there any questions? Any questions? Any questions, concerns? Anybody want to share what they received from this 4-week series? Anything? Any comments? Anything shifted for you? Has anything shifted? Tasha, I put you on the spot. Has anything shifted for you? Anything? So, everybody's being quiet. Well, you can WhatsApp me. Please feel free to WhatsApp me. Remember, we have a in-person that you will be getting some information on. We have a 5-day private coaching. If you're interested, drop me a line. Let's talk. And if these tools have helped you, oh, I'm absolutely grateful. Okay, thank you. Oh my God. Thank you, Sister. My investor queen will reign again. Thank you. Yes, I will. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so, as I said, it's just been my honor and my privilege to share with you. And again, you will have access to the training so you can watch it at your leisure. Thank you all so much. And I'll see you in social media or in person or on the phone. Good night. Bye.